Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome and thank you for being here with me. My name is Kevin Larson, Vice President here at New Earth, and welcome to the Healthy Hustle. Got another quick little thought for you today that I'm excited to be sharing. So, Valentines. Can you believe we're already past the other holiday and on to the next one? But Valentine's season is upon us, and whether you're spending it with your significant other, your best friends, or, even all alone, it's okay. Is it always nice to remind ourselves what truly matters and appreciate the things that make us happy? Yes, no matter our circumstances. Of course, that is true. And we have time to take care of matters of the heart, including our relationships with ourselves and those around us. So, chocolate and flowers can only last so long. It's time to take care of your actual heart, the organ itself. Let's take a closer look at exactly why the heart is so important and what steps you can take to nourish and care for this muscle that beats for you day in, day out. Well, the heart, you could argue, is the most important organ in the body. Of course, it doesn't function without so many very important others. And that makes it difficult, of course, to crown, any one organ or system as the most important, right? They're all part of a very important whole. However, if they're to be ranked, I'd say the heart and the cardiovascular system in general would have to be pretty high on the pecking order. I think you would agree. The heart is essentially the hardest working organ. It literally never stops working. It can beat about 100,000 times per day, depending on the person, of course, at about 35 million times a year. It beats when you're awake, when you're asleep, when you're active, when you're less active, when you're eating, when you're crying, whatever else you happen to be doing, that thing is beating. And you hope it doesn't stop. The heart's job is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's a pump, right? At least that's how we sometimes perceive it. It's a pump that transports this life-giving blood to all the parts of the body, even some of the smallest parts that we never really even think about. While this function may be pretty straightforward, there are a lot of factors that influence just how effective it is at its job. And this includes things like diet, activity levels, even psychological well-being. So for some perspective on what really matters, here are 5 lifestyle changes that you can make to improve your heart's health and functionality. Okay, number 1, eat less. There are several foods the heart can simply go without, and others that are best kept in moderation. And when it comes to heart health, it's best to gravitate to a low sodium diet, as sodium has an impact on blood pressure. So what's the best approach to this? Well, the fun fact here, a majority, about 75% of sodium intake comes from, in the American diet, right? Processed foods. It comes from processed foods. So the simple solution, limit your intake of processed foods. Eat less red meat. We've all heard that one before, but it doesn't make it easy to do just because we've heard it before. But here's a great strategy. When maybe you're craving, steak or meat or something like that, right? At a minimum, look for something high quality, organic, and grass-fed, right? Or better yet, harvest your own wild game, right? Naturally, high-quality meat costs a bit more, which means you're going to buy and consume less of it, and at least you'll be making healthier choices on the way. Not to mention, it tastes better, it's free of added hormones and things like that. So if you have to have it, have less of it. All right, another example, opposite of the last one, obviously, eat more. This one isn't about elimination. There are plenty of foods and fats that nourish and support the heart. So in general, Eat more whole foods, including a variety of fruits, vegetables, whole grain, lean proteins, healthy fats, things like that. Focus on increasing things like omega-3 fatty acids. These essential fatty acids are considered good cholesterol and can be found in fatty fish like salmon and tuna, eggs, avocados, chia seeds, and of course, one of the best sources, organic wild microalgae. That will also be beneficial if you were to add some fiber. Eat more fiber. One of the best sources of fiber is plants that come out of the ground. We're talking about whole fruits and vegetables, legumes, so on. Not only do they support healthy cholesterol, but they are loaded with a variety of micronutrients that support your entire body. All right? Here's another one. Be active, right? And there's a relation to that we'll talk about on the stress, right? But do a little cardio. Get that heart rate up. Get it. It needs to beat hard a little bit during the day, every day. This doesn't mean that you have to go, run miles and carve out hours of your time. Rather, you can work movement into your day. Maybe just carve out, 10 minutes for a high intensity workout. Maybe take 5 minutes to jump on a rebounder or go for a brisk walk, or maybe 30 minutes of daily exercise into your schedule. The options on this one are endless. It's a matter of starting where you are and going from there. And while you're doing that, this is also going to help you let stress go. Believe it or not, but stress can affect your heart health. The psychology of you. It's interesting because when your heart hurts from, emotional stress, psychological stress, that's a real thing. Psychological unrest affects everything from blood pressure to your heart's rhythm. And as such, taking care of your mental well-being can do wonders for your heart health. So try things like meditating or yoga, which will help you improve your mindfulness and establish a peaceful baseline. You should also try getting enough sleep and surrounding yourself with a positive support system. And lastly, nourish your heart. Just like the rest of your body, your heart requires the right nourishment and nutrients to function at its best. And that's where CoQ10 comes in. More specifically, ubiquinol, right? The bioactive form of CoQ10. Ubiquinol is a naturally occurring fat-soluble substance that resembles a vitamin. It's found in tissues that require the most energy, such as heart, liver, kidney. Unfortunately, the natural production of this important antioxidant slowly declines right around the age of 30. And because of that, it's important to supplement. So this powerful antioxidant promotes a healthy heart, a strong cardiovascular system, and can be found in New Earth's Energize. So definitely take the time to support and nourish your heart. February reminds us just how important and special the heart is. And year-long support and care are essential for this muscle that continues to pump blood throughout the body. It doesn't take very much time, but it takes consistency. That's what your heart likes. Being conscious of what we put into our bodies, how we move our bodies, and supplementing for added support can make a world of difference when it comes to heart health. So, toss the junk food, load up on whole foods, and move that body. Put energy and energize to the test. Risk-free, 90-day money-back guarantee. Your heart is going to thank you for it. And that, folks, is the Healthy Hustle for today. Thanks a lot for taking the time. Please pass this along and make sure everybody gets a chance to heal their heart. Talk to you later.